all the way towards the bottom of some of the suggested, there's a double bug Hisuian Samurai. Which I'm like, okay, I guess.
I'll take it.
It's
I'll
like
take what I
rank
can get.
30, but still.
Yeah, that's fine. It's like it's got an honorary degree in bug type.
You're tuned into the GOCast podcast, your one-stop shop for updates, news, tips, and community in the world of Pokemon Go. Thank you for listening.
Big or small, we love them all during an upcoming size-related event in Pokemon Go.
Embrace the chase to exchange and change with February's Community Day. And more on this episode of GOCast. Hello and welcome to the GOCast podcast, episode 312. It's January 30th, a Thursday evening. I'm your host, Chris, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Kyle.
Hiya.
Hey, Kyle, how you doing?
I'm tired.
Man,
I'm awake, but I'm tired.
Yeah, that's very relatable. It's like sleepy boy weather here. It has been for a couple of weeks, kind of dreary. It's nap time. You know, it's always nap time if you're good at it.
I think it's like 50 outside right now, though.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah. It's
wow.
really warm.
I know I got to a high of 40 yesterday, and I was like, shorts out of storage? Hello? Anyway, hey, hello everybody. Thanks for tuning in. So the last time we recorded was a couple of weeks ago. We have accidentally and unintentionally turned into a roughly bi-weekly podcast.
Look,
this was
technically these two were my fault. Well, one of those 2 weeks was my fault. The other was work.
The other one was work. So we're doing our best to try to figure out what our content strategy is going to be and the frequency of uploads and our availabilities and sort of stuff. Like we keep talking about this stuff. So we're working on it. Thank you for your patience. And we hope that you have enjoyed the episodes all the same. We appreciate you sticking with us and listening. All right. So that being said, we do have an episode of GOCast to bring to you here today. So a couple of weeks ago, Kyle and I set some goals. This was actually for Fashion Week back then, if you can remember. Our goals were, and we'll start with you, Mr. Kyle, new costumes. Did you catch them all? So they say.
I don't think I did.
You don't think you did?
I don't think I did. It's been a while now. I don't remember. I know I caught the old costumes. I think the new costumes were in raids, right?
Did you finish the research?
No.
Okay. All right. It's a possibility that no, then I think
it's gonna tie into this next one here then.
Did you finish the collection challenge?
No, I didn't do that.
Oh, boo. Was there a holdout for you that you missed, or did you just like forget to do it?
No, I just didn't make an active effort at the time.
Yeah, that's fair enough. What about your weekly streaks?
I did, but not this week.
Okay, but during the week
up to last week.
Okay,
during the week that we were setting these goals, I was very good.
I'll allow it. And then one shiny Pokemon? Question mark?
No,
none.
No shinies.
Whoa, that's crazy. Unheard of. Well, 1 out of 4 for you. How the mighty have fallen. You've gotten so good at completing all of your goals that I'm in disbelief. Nice though, all the same. For myself, I wanted to catch a shiny Furfrou, the dog. And yet another Fashion Week has gone by where I was unable to locate a shiny Furfrou. I also wanted to hatch 50 eggs, and then that was actually doable. I've been making a concerted effort to this winter go to the gym and walk because otherwise it ain't getting done, let me tell you. And it's been pretty successful. Lots of time catching up on podcasts since I don't commute that far to work anymore. That's nice. So that one's done. Do a route. I am so sorry, but no.
Sorry, Zygarde enjoyers.
No, yeah, yikes. Mateo, I'll catch you on the flip. I don't know when that is, but that's where I'll see you. And then finish the collection challenge, which I actually did do. I don't remember what it was because it was so long ago now, a couple of weeks. But I don't remember. There was like one or two that were holdouts for me in this one. But it's complete. Yahoo. We love it. That's what we're here for. So 2 out of 4. So I beat you, but by the skin of my nose, dude. Like, holy. All right. That's it. I guess we could probably just kind of hop into the news then. Yo, what up? It's the news. Oh, I will say though, Kyle, we did have Ralt's Community Day Classic this past weekend.
Yeah,
that did happen, and I played for. Well, I bought the ticket and I finished the 3-step research. It took me 30 minutes.
Paid your premium extra $1 for your ticket.
It's $2 now. That's the standard.
Yeah,
and
you
the
paid an extra $1.
Oh, I suppose so. Well, yeah. Anyway, the new research for $2, I was so ready to be like, I can't believe they're giving us the same stuff for an extra $1. No, they did change it up. And we make a point on this show, when we don't like something, we don't sugarcoat it. And when we like something, we don't shy away from it and how much we like it. And I will say, despite the fact that the price went up from $1 to $2, and that's a bummer, the research is better.
Okay, why is it better?
There's more tasks to do, but keep you more engaged, and they're less formulaic than the ones that we had before, where it's like, oh, I know my second one's going to be like evolve into a Curlia, and then the third step's going to be like evolve into a Gardevoir, and it'll give me a Gardevoir. Like, we know that, right? This now was several. This one was 3 steps. I think the other ones were 2 for the $2 ones, but this one was 3. And it was like, evolve 5, like I think explore 1 kilometer, hatch a couple. It might have been hatch an egg, but the middle step was just catch Ralts, like 5 or something like that. Okay. And then the last stage was very, very doable. I think that research is well designed. If you are in an active play area and you have access to most of what the game has to offer, you're set, and you should be able to complete that pretty decently. But I think it's better, and I just wanted to say that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So very excited to see more. I hope that research continues to evolve a little bit. That would be nice.
You gotta get people to buy in, though.
I know. Literally, actually, in this case, literally buy in.
Yep. Literally.
So let's move on to the news. The first piece of new news this week is the small yet strong event, which is from February 5th, that's a Wednesday at 10 a.m. to Saturday, February 8th at 8 p.m. local time. Event bonuses include 2 times catch experience and increased chance to encounter extra small and extra large Pokemon in the wild, because this is a big and small event. Wild encounters. The following Pokemon will appear more frequently in the wild. Also, for the first time in Pokemon Go, you'll be able to encounter Shiny Nimble if you're lucky. This is that little grasshopper guy. He evolves into Lokix. The shiny? It's all right. It's fine. I don't think you're going to be blown away personally, but I like it. Yeah.
It's like a puke green.
Okay. Slow your roll. Muffin Man.
The evolution looks better because it looks more like it's made of metal, but
I mean, Lokix is just a better design Pokemon in general.
That's not appealing shiny for me.
Well, anyway, the shiny will be out, so that's wonderful. This event, they're also going to bring back the Flabebe group. So Flabebe will appear differently depending on like where you live, right? So red flower Flabebe will appear in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. The blue flower Flabebe will appear in APAC, that's the Asia Pacific region, and the yellow flower Flabebe will appear in the Americas, both north and south. And if you're lucky, you can also see 2 rare colorations wherever you may be. Both white and orange flower Flabebe will also be available in addition to your much more common primary color Flabebe.
I'm not gonna lie, is this different wording than they've used in the past? Because I was reading this announcement and like just off the cuff, I was like, they're doing different Flabébé for the regions.
No, the past 2 times that this has shown up in an event like this is like a tacked on thing. It has actually appeared exactly like this.
It's such a, I don't know why, but to me, it's very confusing.
Yeah.
And makes it feel like they're going to do something different. And then I read the list and I'm like, okay, no, these are all the original regions.
It's
so
weird
I don't
though.
Have to think about it.
If you think about reading the blog posts, like driving down the road, right? You're on a nice paved highway and you drive this highway every single day to work. Like you and I are used to this. We've read these blog posts since their inception, right? You're going, this section about Flabébé is like suddenly there's like traffic came down to like 1 lane and it's gravel. And you're like, hold on a second, I'm still on the road, but what is happening? This is very strange. This felt weird. It always feels weird. The other 2 times did too. So you're not alone thinking that, I promise.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, oh, they're going to rotate Flabébé. That's cute. No.
And no, it's the same spots they were in before too. So yeah, they're not even rotating. Yeah. All right, but in addition to the Flabébé situation, let's call it, there are other wild encounters. I hope that Nimble's in here, who's the new shiny. Paris, Not2, the 3 Burmese, Plant, Sandy, and Trash Cloak, Joltik, Tynamo, Red, Blue, and Yellow Flower Flabébé, and then if you're lucky, the white, orange flower Flabébés as well. And of course, Nimble is tucked in here at the end. So Nimble
right there at
will be in the wild. It'll be nice to have it in the wild to hunt. Let's take a look at raids really quick. We are only going to be seeing raid shakeups in both 5-star and mega raids. And those shakeups will only be because it's kind of on an inflection point in the rotation. This inflection point being, in this case, February 6th. So before, or rather until February 6th, you'll be seeing Dialga in 5-star raids. And then after that will be Enamorous incarnate form that begins after Dialga leaves. And in Mega Raids, it's a similar story. A Mega Metacham until February 6th to be replaced, rather usurped by Mega Tyranitar on February 6th when Metacham leaves. Now let's take a little bit of an aside for eggs. You know, a 2K pool is getting a little bit of attention here with Togepi, Azurill, Badoo, Chingling, Esper, and Dedenne. Every single one of those 6 can be shiny. It is a nice tight pool. So if any of these are on your need to get list and you don't mind hatching a few eggs, that might be a good chance to hunt your shiny Dedenne or Esper, you know, something like that. And I'm really hurting for shiny Badoo, let me tell you. I definitely don't have 12 of those. Oh gosh. All right. Field research task rewards. There will be event themed field research tasks. I know that's very surprising. But if you do them, you'll earn encounters with Burmy and Nimble. I assume that's Burmy of various typings and fashion senses, I suppose. There's also going to be timed research that will be available throughout the event. Catch Pokemon to earn experience, Pokeballs, and encounters with event-themed Pokemon. And then lastly, there will be a collection challenge where you will receive Stardust and an encounter with Nimble when you complete it. And there will be showcases and some stuff in the web store if you're interested, of course. So there's that. All right, Kyle, the usual questions for you, follow-up questions. How do you feel about this event? Like, you know, what's the chase? Is it worth it? Does this theme seem appropriate? How are the wild, you know, do your thing.
I think it's okay. It's a little bit strange that XXL has a boost as well as XXS here. I feel like they definitely did that because XXS still doesn't have a use.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
So it's very funny to get a tiny Pokemon that's extra large. That's about it. I mean, it's good. New shiny is always nice. Paris in the wild is more Stardust, so that's good. I mean, that's all the thoughts, really, at least for me. Flabébé is not a very exciting Pokemon, so seeing it featured for an event does not do much for me. I like Burmy more than Flabébé.
I'll push back on that. I'll push back on that really quick. Would you not be excited about getting a shiny Flabébé, especially if it was a white or an orange flower?
No.
Wow.
I mean, no. I have the yellow.
You said the same word there. Did you mean to say a different word?
I was thinking about it, but I have the shiny yellow already. So
okay.
Like, the chance for a shiny white or orange is there, but I'm not traveling, so I'm not going to see a red or a blue. I have both of them because I traded with friends who have traveled.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not like you even have necessarily a good chase. It's only if you want the shiny that it's a chase. And I think that maybe that's a slight negative for this one is if you don't want a shiny, there's not a huge amount of chase here.
Yeah.
Burmy, Trash Cloak Burmy is still very good. I'm assuming in PvP. I don't know. Joltik has great use as well, still, at least to a certain extent, but it's not a huge chase in that regard. The chase here really is, do you want a shiny Flib?
No, that's how you say the name.
Yeah. You want one of those, or do you want a shiny Nimble?
Oh, I'll take the Nimble every day.
There's not much here for you. So
I don't know.
Okay.
The Paris chase for Stardust was a good call out, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I am kind of surprised that we don't see anything in 1 and 3 star raids. There might be, and this happens often, is that there's like an overlap with another event that takes precedent that we just are not thinking of at the time. That could be the case here.
It also is only for 3 days, 3.5 days, technically.
Yeah. Baby event. Quite literally in terms of eggs.
For the babies.
Well, kind of. Chingline's a baby, but Esper and Dedenne are not babies.
Yes. But it's also eggs, so who cares?
I do.
You shouldn't.
This past week, for the Ralts Community Day Classic, I hatched 80 eggs.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Yeah.
Next week, you should look at your bank account for how much you spent on incubators in the last 12 months.
I haven't on the last 12 months. Oh, sure. I was going to say, I haven't spent a lot in the past little bit. I'm still riding high on incubators I bought.
Yeah, when you spent like $200 on the 200 incubator bundles or whatever it was.
Yep. You bet your bottom dollar there, sir.
Oh, man.
I'd bet mine, but I spent them on incubators. Anyway, all right. Final take on the small yet strong. Are you excited about this? And if you are, about what?
I mean, I'm not super excited about it. Nimble's fine.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to be chasing it shiny. So
okay, all right. Well, I will be. I like Nimble. Resembles a bug, even if it's not. Awesome. Looking at you, Drapion, you turncoat. Alrighty, let's move on to the next event here, which for similar reasons has me a buzz. February 2025 Community Day, Karrablast and Shelmet. I'll take the pity laugh, Kyle. Thank you. This will be on February 9th. It's a Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. local time. This will feature both Karrablast and Shelmet equally. We've had dual community days in the past. Electabuzz, Magmar comes to mind. They're fun. They're cool. We had the first one we had. We're like, oh, is this going to kind of get in the way? Like, if we want one or the other, like this could be a bummer. It's not. It works out great. Don't worry about it. Featured attack, evolve Karrablast from the beginning of the event until February 16th at 10 p.m. local time to get an Escavalier that knows the charge attack Razor Shell. Razor Shell deals 35 power, or rather damage in trainer battles, and it has 55 power in gyms and raids. Additionally, evolve Shelmet from the beginning of the event until February 16th at 10 p.m. local time to get an Excelgor that knows the charge attack Energy Ball. In trainer battles and gyms and raids, Energy Ball has 90 power. So it must be a one charge move. Must be. There will be community special research for 2 Buckaroos, pretty similar, I'm hoping, in format to the one I said that I liked from Community Day Classic for Ralts. There will be a special background timed research. This is the continued research bit that you've seen where it's like the next week they're like, hey, catch a Pokemon each day, and then you get encounters with, the Pokemon with a special seasonal background. Event bonuses, the flagship. Here we go. The flagship bonus for this event is going to be 3 times experience for catching, 2 times candy for catching as well, and 2 times. 3 times experience is the flagship, and then the rest of the standard stuff. Yeah, Kyle's right. 2 times candy for catching, 2 times the chance to receive Candy XL if you can get them. Lure modules and incense will last for 3 hours. Take some snapshots. 1 additional special trade, and trades are half off, more or less. So there's that. The field research will be there. There will be tasks per usual. Do them. Catch Karrablast and Shelmet to earn rewards such as Stardust, Great Balls, additional encounters with both featured Pokemon and more. And there's showcases. There's going to be a web store, Ultra Community Day box, event bundles in the regular store, and stickers. The stickers are quite cute. They definitely lean into the Shelmet making a kissy face quite a bit. It's great.
Oh my gosh.
They're nice. You'll like them when you get around to seeing them. So yeah, I normally, Kyle, I throw it back to you for your opinion, but in this case, man, let me tell you, I'm thrilled. I'm actually really excited for this one. I love both of these Pokemon very much.
Yeah, I mean, this is cool. This is the first double day that we've had since the Magmar Electabuzz that wasn't a regional.
Yes.
And now that I'm thinking about it, was Magmar Electabuzz the same day, or were those 2 separate weekend days though? Because now
I think you're actually right.
I think our first ever double community day was actually Geodude and Alolan Geodude.
I think you're right, man. Oh, you're so right. They were separate.
But they were like 1 week after the other, right?
Yes.
It was like 2 in 1 month. Yeah. Okay.
So Electabuzz Community Day.
Right.
Electabuzz was November 15th, 2020, by the way. And Magmar Community Day was November 21st.
Oh, okay, so it was the Saturday, Sunday.
No, it was the week after. It was the one Sunday and then the following Saturday, 15th and the 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they were separate. So I guess that was wrong. But
so this correct. Is the 3rd time this has happened then. Because we had Geodude.
Yep.
We had Sandshrew. And now we've had this.
Wooper.
Wooper.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing. Paldean, Wooper, regular Wooper. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But these are not forms. These are separate Pokemon.
Yeah, and that's why. But like, it's perfect. It's perfect thematically for it to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. If I wasn't working, I would take part because I only have shiny Shelmet right now.
Oh.
I got 2 of them, but
2 of them. Yeah, no, they're great. And if you don't know the deal with these 2, if you trade them, they become a very, very cheap or free to evolve. In the main series games, very much like Haunter and Machoke. If you swap them, then they will evolve, right? So,
and thematically, it's very cool because like Karrablast steals Shelmet's armor, and Shelmet now no longer has armor and is like a mummy instead.
Yeah,
a
quick
Shelmet,
mummy.
In the main games, it's very, very fast. In Go, it's not relevant. But Escavalier also has had really good use in PvP in the past. So maybe Razor Shell is going to be really good on it. I'm not sure, but
could be.
So,
could be. We'll have to defer to our specialists.
I think this is a pretty good community day, all things considered.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, because we've had 2 community days kind of skate by us, unfortunately. One was the Ralts and the other being Sprigatito, which we did mention. That both of them have had this new format since December now of more time to evolve for your move. And also like a week-long research. How we feel about that?
The week-long research, I think, is a good move because you get it for free, more or less. Mm-hmm. And it just encourages you to catch 1 Pokemon a day for like 5 days. It's trying to get you into the habit of playing the game. That's the entire point. But I feel like it's fine. The encounters are fine. I don't care about the background per se, but high IV possibility encounters are always welcome, right?
Yeah.
And I already kind of talked very highly about the new research format outside of that too. So
Well, the paid one, but
yeah, but it is a big format change because everybody did that research,
Yeah, and being able to get the move for 5 days afterwards, 7 days afterwards. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big deal. I mean, it is objectively a positive because it's more time to get your signature moves. But at the same time, maybe this is just pessimism speaking, it kind of takes away something from the community day itself.
Huh.
Like I mean, I know there's a lot of people probably just said boo at that. But part of the community day for a long time was like, all right, I got to figure out what I'm going to evolve now. This is kind of like the moment. And obviously, some people don't really like that pressure of the time or they want to wait to see what they trade or something like that. But it definitely was like an aspect of community day that is gone now. Obviously, it was less so because you could evolve until 7. I think it has been 2 hours after.
I think it was actually until 10 p.m. until the extended raid times were done. Or was it 5 to 8?
Yeah, I think I have never done more than one of those, so I could not tell you.
That had been extended
3 hours of those raids.
That had been extended until the end of that period.
Fair enough.
Right. Yeah. Which was great because like what we all used to do back in the day is we'd get together for a community day and then go get dinner and like do our trades and stuff like that. So with that in mind, that format is perfect. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the end of the day was always great. I liked that change. For the whole week, it's kind of like, all right, well, now you guys have been complaining, you guys being the community, have been complaining that it's community day, not community hour. But now that it's 7 days to evolve, I'm sure no one's complaining.
No, and the exclusive move thing has always just been kind of like you better pay attention. Don't forget to do it. And a lot of people would just like forget until the last minute. So the first extension was definitely needed. The rest of this is, I would think, if I had to say, feels a little bit like overkill, but it really only affects it in like a tonal shift sort of way where it like robs it of urgency,
Yeah. Like I mentioned, this is objectively a positive, but it also feels like, I don't know. It doesn't feel positive. It just kind of is. It feels neutral, but makes me the boomer talking. It makes me miss the early community days and the early times.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I guess. Yeah. I too miss 6 hours of community day.
I don't miss 6 hours. I never miss 6 hours. But I miss being able to play at my own pace for 6 hours, though. That was pretty cool.
Oh, for sure. And that pace for me was breakneck.
That's not true. We'd take an hour lunch sometimes in there.
Yeah, but we were playing a lot during that lunch.
Depends where the food was.
In the city.
Yeah.
We should go play in the city. It's been like a year.
Yeah, it's also currently probably 10 degrees in Chicago right now.
Nah, it's fine. They got a lake effect.
I mean, okay,
that means
by February 9th, it will be 10 degrees in Chicago.
So true. Yeah. Well, all right. Hey, hopefully February 15th, it'll be warmer because that's when our next event is happening. Hoopa Unbound Raid Day is coming at you fast. Saturday, February 15th from 2 to 5 p.m. local time. Event bonuses will include Hoopa Unbound will appear more frequently in 5-star raids. Underline, embolden, italicize that, please. Come back to it in a second. Receive up to 5 additional free raid passes from Spinning Gym photo discs for a total of 7. And the remote raid pass limit will increase to 20. So again, like we say every time with these raid days, what that means is you can do 20 on like that Friday prior. If you're friends with somebody who is in a much earlier time zone than you, they can invite you. You can do 20 the day before and then 20 on your day the next day, or vice versa. You might get to do your event first, and then the next day your friends that are much further back than you can send you invites forward, right? So you could do 40 if you wanted to, trying to say, if you're very dedicated. Yeah. You could also if you're feeling adventurous, can buy the event ticket for $5. And that is 8 additional raid passes from spinning gym photo discs for a daily total of 15. Increased chance to get rare candy XL from raid battles, 50% more experience from raid battles, and twice the Stardust from raid battles. And there's going to be, a ticket in the web store too. It's the same ticket, but you'll get like an extra battle pass or something else with it. So if you are planning on buying the ticket and you can buy it from the web store, you'll get more from it if you buy it from the web store. Yep. No opinion inserted here. That's just a fact. That's just how it is. Okay, so Kyle, you and I were talking excitedly before we started recording about one particular thing here. Would you like to share it with all the trainers at home or in their car, wherever the heck they might be?
Are you talking about the fact that it's not an elite raid? It's a regular raid and it's back.
Hallelujah. Praise Arceus.
Everything in Pokemon Go is cyclical.
Yeah.
It always comes back. Whether it's back in a form you want to do it or not, you just have to wait long enough.
Yeah. Yep. The pendulum swings. Yep.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah. It's it'll be nice. It'll be nice. Okay, let me ask you. Do you think we're done with elite raids? It's been a while. And most of the elite raid Pokemon we've seen have been like just pushed off into 5-star raid events.
God, when was the last one?
I couldn't tell you.
August?
I couldn't tell you.
Was August the Rayquaza fiasco and then they had to do the makeup in like October or something like that?
And it was 5-star raids again, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had to do, yeah. I mean, I would like to see no more elite raids, but
oh man, for a second there, I thought you were about to say the opposite. Like, I'd really like to see elite raids come back. I'm like, who are you?
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
I mean,
not.
I would like to see elite raids come back in a way that people enjoy. It's just that they're too exclusive. I don't know, man. I don't know why those first ones with Mewtwo felt different. They were so much worse, but they felt different. I think it was getting the invitation. I think that's what it was.
I think it's because it was constant. You had elite, you had Mewtwo EX raids for what, 18 months? 12 months, maybe? It was a long time.
Yeah.
And they just kept going. So if you didn't get one this week, you could get one next week. If you couldn't make this time, maybe you'll make the next time. Like, it felt like you had a little bit more agency. Whereas now, nobody showed up at your park at 11 a.m.? Tough. Come back at 6 p.m. Maybe someone will show up. Oh, nobody showed up today? Okay, you don't get to do it.
It's so funny that you just said what you said, because on paper, the opposite seems true, right? That like the first initial rendition of this was like, okay, there's elite raids happening on this Saturday, right? Invitations went out last week. There are 2 slots. It's 8:30 a.m. or like 6 p.m. or like 1:30 when nobody is actually at lunch, right?
Yeah.
And so like the agency in that scenario is like, I have to pick one of these 2 poor times that I have to show up and hope other people show up too. Wherein now it's kind of free form. They're like, here are times you have the agency to make your group and put it together. But it feels the opposite. I'm kind of with you.
But, well, I think the key difference is not necessarily the individual moment, because you're definitely right in that regard, but it's that the amount of moments. You have 3 moments for an elite raid because it's 1 day, 3 time slots.
Yep.
And that's it. You don't get to see Hoopa again for a year. But another Mewtwo EX raid is probably going to happen in 2 days if you did a raid, if you got an invite. Or maybe you didn't. You can do one next month.
Yeah.
Or when your friend got an invite for you, they could invite you.
That's true.
Like, I don't like EX raids. Don't get this wrong, especially for those listening who weren't around for EX raids. Didn't like them. But they did some things right. And I don't think the transition to elite raids took the right lessons.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what they should change, though. That's where I get hung up.
I don't know, but here, I'm going to bring us back right now. Be excited for Hoopa Unbound because it's one of the only Pokemon that you're reasonably going to want to use a bug on because it's got a 4 times weakness to bug.
So true.
It's got 2 weaknesses, bug and fairy. That's it. It's neutral to everything else in the game, and it's immune to Dark or Psychic, which is, 3 times resistance in Go. But
so bring your Genesects and bring your Mega Caesars.
Like, genuinely, probably.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, the Mega Gardevoir will probably be better than Mega Caesar.
Stop it. No.
Yeah.
No. No. Bug life forever, man. Bug life. Okay, that's it for the news. Don't you know? That's it. Yeah. So we are going to take a quick little break here, and then when we return, we will be doing the PokéPoll thing. See ya in just a moment.
And we're back, but I feel like I must apologize because I had to go check about Hoopa Unbound. Gardevoir is not better. Continue. Every single counter is bug.
Let's
that is
go.
The case. With a couple of exceptions, all the way towards the bottom of some of the suggested, there's a double bug Hisuian Samurai. Which I'm like, okay, I guess.
I'll take it.
It's like rank 30, but still.
Yeah, that's fine. It's like it's got an honorary degree in bug type.
5 of these ranks are also different drive Genesects because the game considers them different Pokemon for whatever reason.
Well, yeah.
Because silly. But anyways, all right. So I apologize for the bug slander. Bug is your best bet against Hoopa Unbound. Now,
so true. Been saying
on to this week's or last episode's PokéPoll. Now that Dynamax has been out for a while, how do you feel about the feature? Have the new D-Max debuts been exciting / engaging enough to keep you interested? First response from Artemis Dragon said, "Hey fellas, I'll be the one to cast the first Stone Edge. I like / don't like max battles, and here's why. I like that the feature has created a use for PvP-focused Pokemon such as Greedent and Double, as well as how it manufactures the day one experiences that Raids first brought us. Bringing on board the element of strategy has also been a fantastic change, and it's been great seeing people who shiny check as a sport actively using these Pokedex fillers for the first time. So despite me not participating in the GMAX side of things, it's been nice seeing some sort of change take place. All amazing stuff." Now, on the other side of the fence, what bothers me about max battles is that the cost of entry doesn't seem right for a standalone product, especially when a lot of us have favorable options we've acquired outside of the system. Honestly, what incentive is there for me to invest in a 12-11-11 Blastoise for a Gmax Charizard or a Gengar Max battle when I have a 2019 level 20 Hundo that I'd like to build for this specific feature? Yeah, it's personal, LOL. If Niantic is looking for suggestions on how to improve on max battles, which I doubt since they've paywalled the heck out of max mushrooms, here's what I'd like to see. I really wish they had an actual feedback section. Yeah, we also never really talked about max mushrooms on this show, but
yeah,
boo, max mushrooms. Yeah. Nope. No.
Okay.
Increase the catch level floor for max Pokemon from level 20 to 30 when encountered. At least then the feature is more welcoming to those who cringe at spending 75k plus Stardust. This one is cosmetic. Add the G-Max and D-Max symbol next to the Pokemon's name when they're your buddy. I can't tell if my friends are walking a regular Double or a Dynamax one because they look the same.
Yeah, sure. At the end of the day, it's a Double though.
Yeah, it is. But hey, if they're doing a D-Max one, I'm like, okay, you might end up serving a purpose.
Sure.
It's a regular one. I'm like, what are you doing?
Sure.
A user-friendly minigame that explains typings that everyone can understand. You can't expect everyone to know that Double Kick on Double is 3 times resisted by Gengar. Knowledge is power, and knowing is half the battle. Oh, this one's fighting an uphill battle. I don't think you're winning. Unfortunately,
yeah, no.
I'm in full agreement, but oof.
This has been a problem across the Pokemon sphere forever.
I think if you took an average sample of a Pokemon fan, not Go, just Pokemon in general, I don't think they could explain type matchups to you to a significant degree.
True. And I think the fall off is even more severe when we start talking about Pokemon properties that only entertain one type. And then there are other Pokemon games that do the 2 type thing like Go does, like the main series games do. And then that's where you lose everybody. Like they're like, oh, I learned type matchups from the TCG. And you're like, oh no, you have to relearn everything. Oh my god! Every time I look at the
TCG, I'm like, I don't understand these type matchups at all.
Yeah, like what do you mean Ekans isn't strictly a grass type? And you're like, what do you mean? Like, oh geez.
Yeah.
Or was it psychic? I can't remember, but it's not. It's the poison type doesn't exist in the TCG, so it's
I think it's psychic type.
Yeah, maybe. Either way, right, it's not poison. Yeah.
Anyways, this suggestion is one you have to take with a grain of salt. I don't think max battles should be easier, but I do think the player counts are too high. I'm sure on paper that gathering dozens upon dozens together in one area sounds great, but in practice, it can be a horrible experience because of how impatient and disorganized a mob of people can be who play how they want and could care less about working as a team, especially when most have absolutely no idea what they're doing. So better ways to organize would be huge for the hosts who do this for free. Thanks, GOCast. That's definitely true.
Yeah.
We said this when the system launched. The fact that you can't join as a party of 4, despite the fact that we have parties in the game, is crazy.
Yes, I agree. I'm going to go ahead and throw my approval behind this statement that even as somebody who is, a couple inches above 6 foot and is real loud, it is difficult sometimes for to organize large groups. When we were trying to organize people during our meetup, because we were with the local group there too, it got difficult at times, so if you're not extremely tall and extremely loud, it's that much more difficult, hard to do.
Yeah. I agree on the player count, at least to an extent. That said, the legendary birds have a max of 4 right now, or
because
they're 8.
Well, they're not Gigantamax Pokemon.
Yeah, but it's still 5-star, right?
Well, yeah,
like that's
but Gmax is 6.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that like being able to do the legendary birds for free, technically, if you want to make those arguments, with only 4, and it is doable, that's good. It's a positive.
Yeah.
And I think as long as they bring enough focus to the Gmax, like they are with Kingler coming up this weekend, making it an actual event to get people to go out, I think it's okay. Or I think it's better, I should say. Maybe not okay. All right. Next one's from Lemurio. And they said, thanks for reading my response last week. Don't worry. It's only 4 shiny Yamask. And let's just say if a 1-star Snubbull raid didn't spawn at the dog park we visit almost every day, I would never make it. As long as I have the Yamask in the buddy slot, I can knock that thing back in like 11 seconds. And Yamask is closer to being the greatest of Runerigus. Plus, or P.S., I have a couple shiny Furfrou if you are ever near Portland, Oregon. What I require is a stupid shiny Pumpkaboo. Oh, I can't do that for you. I'm sorry. I've literally caught more than 1,000 of them looking for one, and none have appeared. Grr. I went hard for one during GoFest this year, and I still had to trade for it.
Yeah. Is that the only one that you have?
I think I managed to catch one this last October.
Okay.
So I think I have 2, one with the hat and one without.
I've got 2, only 2. Oh, that's crazy. I thought I had many more than that. Wow. Goes to show you.
Next one's from Modders, and he said, hello, gents. So far, I've not been that fussed to do G or D max battles. Just feels like a load of effort for not enough incentive for me to try and organize enough people to hit the bigger bosses. I felt the same way about Shadow Raids as of late as well, until they went and announced that you can remote them during Fashion Week. Now that has sparked an interest, awoken the sleeping whale that has laid dormant inside me for a while. If they did this for G and D max battles, then maybe I'd be a little more interested. Loving your works. Cheers. Yeah, that's fair. I definitely feel very similar with Shadow Raids for sure.
100%.
Shadow Raids technically have more use, at least at the current moment.
Yeah, they're at least when you do them, you're not like, why am I doing this? You know why you're doing it, you know?
Yeah.
But I would agree. Them doing remote raids for Ho-Oh was like the right move. Unfortunately, does tip their hand that maybe switching to away from remote was not a good call, but
or says, hey, maybe this is not being as successful as we would like it to be.
Yeah.
All right. Next response from Pepper is found. They said, recently I have convinced a group of friends to download Pokemon Go. And for better or for worse, when the map loads, they have so many questions. When they ask about Dynamax spots, I tell them, ignore that. It's nothing right now. Because the game throws so much at new players. The priority to unlock the Dynamax battles for them is extremely low right now. It's a little bit of a shame because with routes, I just set it up on their phone and tell them don't worry about it, as they struggle to catch and walk at the same time. As for me, it's a fun little extra free feature. I play casually. I look forward to when the Dynamax stop near my work rotates. But other than that, and in-person events, I don't go out of my way to interact. It has gotten me a few hundos, though. That's a fair way to put it as well. Even more content overload for newer players.
Yeah. I think it would be better if you could just like turn them on. I wonder what level you're introduced to them at.
I can't imagine it's not available from the start.
It's probably level 10. That's when a lot of things open up.
You get gyms at like what, level 3? 5?
No, you only get gyms when you can actually pledge to a team.
Yeah, but you have to interact with a gym to pledge to a team.
Faction.
Either way, level 10, even for a super casual person, is like one
level
afternoon. 5. Okay, so that's
level 5 is the answer for the team. At least I don't know about. Hang on, I'll keep going. I'll Google our answers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that even if it's level 10, that's not a very long time, even for someone who doesn't know what they're doing. A couple of friendships and some regular catching, and you're suddenly there.
It might be level 13. You must reach level 13 to and access to the max research, which is the onboarding research for it.
Which you need to
because
do a max
right,
battle.
Because you don't have a Dynamax Pokemon until
somebody
you
can trade
that.
You one,
I'm not sure if they would let you prior to doing the research. Who knows?
But either way, Pepper is found said that a new group downloaded Go and they had questions, so that leads me to believe they can at least see the points when they started playing.
Perhaps, yeah.
So, all right. Our last one here is an email from Jack K, and they said, I think overall I'm lukewarm to it. It does give me something else to shiny hunt, but being a solo player in a rural area, the options I can actually do are quite limited. I actually prefer when there isn't a new Gmax because I know I'll never get to do them. So it just limits the number of tier 1 and 2 battles I can do during that walk for the day. Maybe a tier 3 if I'm ambitious that day. But like raids, I've mostly fell off of caring. I only get to play this game when I get a chance to go outside to walk these days, which is usually only a couple of times a week. I don't want that precious time wasted standing around in one place, constantly attempting to beat something. Like with raids these days, if it gets to the point where I can't keep walking while playing, either due to the reception or challenge, then it's getting in the way of my walk, which inevitably leaves me frustrated.
That's fair.
If I have to stop, I'd rather spend that time appreciating the world around me by taking a photo with Go Snapshot than just staring at my screen trying to beat a challenge. If I want to actually play a game, I'd rather pull up my Switch or Steam. When I'm out walking, I want to walk to take priority. I think I got off on a tangent for a second. Point being, they're fine. I'm sure Gmax are fun if you have the group to do them. But for me, these types of battles just get in the way of finding the battles I actually want to do. I was hoping they would end up being a rural player-friendly version of raids, but things sadly didn't pan out that way. Sorry for the email size PokéPoll response. I guess an essay like this on Max Battles was just a long time coming.
Yeah, definitely. Which is why we asked the question. It was time to check in on it again for sure. Hey, if you feel this way about raiding and walking, boy, don't download Monster Hunter now. You'll be standing still playing that game only.
Oh yeah. It's not reasonable to fight anything above a certain level while walking.
I've done it, but then I look up for my phone and I'm like, oh, I'm in the middle of the street.
Am I?
Uh-oh. Yeah. It's dangerous. Where I live, there's no sidewalk, so it's
yeah, Chris's neighborhood is just all street.
It is all street, baby. I don't know why I said that. That's so funny. All right. Anyway, what's this week's PokéPoll question, Kyle?
This week's PokéPoll question is: have you ever snuck playing Pokemon Go during an otherwise inappropriate time? Tell us about it. All right. Do you already have an answer? Do you know?
Yeah, I mean, I have some small examples of things I've done, but one that I've done recently has been I've gone to a movie theater and had my Plus going in my pocket.
Okay.
But I made sure that it was against my leg and not against the chair at all, so that when it buzzed, it was just on my human flesh, and that was it. Right, so nobody else could hear it. Hopefully. But
your Plus stayed connected for a 2+ hour movie.
Oh no, I reconnected it too. I'm a sinner.
Oh, okay. Okay. See, that makes your answer much better now.
Yeah. No. Hey man. Now, if you put your brightness all the way down and you sink into your chair and
my phone's brightness is so bright at 0 brightness.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know. It's so bright.
I don't know what to tell you. That's a shame. That's a shame. No, but hey, man, my plus stayed strong through the entirety of Sonic 3. Let me tell you.
Sonic 3.
Oh, Sonic 3.
No, 06.
No.
I'm sorry from everyone. It's a deep cut, sort of.
That's bad.
As for me, otherwise inappropriate. I mean, I have very regularly played Pokemon Go during any family gathering I've ever had.
Oh, yeah.
In the last 7 years. So does that count? If not, I don't think so.
No? You've never made a customer wait at work because you were finishing a raid?
Okay. So no.
Well, hear me out.
No, but I guess that counts because for Hisuian Typhlosion raid day, I was at work.
Uh-huh.
I was at work and it was happening, and I'm like, send me your remote invites. And I got my phone on the floor and I'm just tapping.
Just in your
yeah,
pocket?
just in my apron, or I'm on the counter standing at the POS talking to everybody. Don't look at my hand. Don't worry about it. And I got the Shundo Typhlosion, so I'm like, and then I put my phone away and I'm like, all right. So there we go. That was an inappropriate time I was playing Go, and I was rewarded for it.
Yes, Satan awarded you for your sins. Oh my God, that's so funny. Okay. Well, anyway, dear listener, if you have an answer to this week's Pokémon question, which was, again, have you ever snuck playing Pokemon Go during an otherwise inappropriate time? Tell us about it. We want to hear your stories about how you were getting married and at the head table you were sneaking doing raids or trades with your best man or something like that. Or your wife was in the delivery room and you were playing Pokemon Go. Or even better, you were delivering a baby actively and you were playing Pokemon Go. Give us your craziest stories. We want to hear them. Please, you can send those to mail@gocastpodcast.com. You can also call and leave a voicemail if you'd want to our voicemail line, which is 262-586-7717. In addition to that, we will post this question on our X account, which is @GoCastPodcast. Also on Threads, if I remember to do so. I don't think I did last time, but I will this time on Threads. If you are listening on the Spotify app, you can leave a comment on this episode with your response. And if you're listening on YouTube, hello YouTube, or watching rather on YouTube. First of all, please take a second to subscribe. We really appreciate it. But you can leave a comment below with your answer as well. Oh, I guess, and lastly, and most importantly, if you're a patron supporter of our show and are therefore in our patron exclusive Discord, we have a channel dedicated to this question that you can drop your answers in. And we prioritize those answers over the other ones because you are our patrons and we appreciate you. So there you go. Okay. And we would normally go into the voicemail section here, but we don't have any voicemails this week. And the one email that we did receive that wasn't from Jacket was, it was from a listener asking a question. And I guess I'll just ask it right here. Let me pull up that email really quick so I can remember what their name is. This email was actually from our form submission on our website, which is gocastpodcast.com. You can go take a look there. This is from Gardner, and they asked, have you ever gotten the 50 kilometer in 1 week award? Love your podcast, Gardner. And I think, unless I'm mistaken, we've both gotten it before.
Not gonna lie, my brain didn't process the question. What was the question?
When have we either of us, have you ever gotten the 50 kilometers in 1 week for Adventure Seek award? Yes, at GoFest, you've done like 120 at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we've both definitely gotten that at events. I've done it. We've both done it outside of events as well. Not consistently though.
Oh yeah, yes. No. There are some people out there that just do that every day, regardless of whether or not. Tyler. Yeah, Tyler.
And he never remembers to put an egg in an incubator. No. My man, even on the free incubator grind, could be hatching more eggs than all of us.
He's too powerful. It's almost better that he doesn't know. It's almost better. He'll take the weighted clothes off and it'll be a whole new game. Oh my God. Yeah. So anyway, the answer is yes. I'm not sure what you were hoping for us to maybe elaborate on, but I guess a follow-up question might be, were the rewards worth it? And yeah, they are. I mean, the next Adventure Sync gig is great, and everything else that comes with that is great. Also, health benefits of 50 kilometers a week, obviously, is great. But yeah, there's your answer, Gardner. Thanks so much for writing in. We appreciate it. Okay, that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to, again, email us. It's mail@gocastpodcast.com. Our voicemail line is 262-586-7717. Our website is gocastpodcast.com. Follow us on X and Threads at GoCastPodcast. Support us via Patreon. That's patreon.com/GoCastPodcast. $1 there gets you into our patron exclusive Discord. That's per month. You can, of course, pledge more if you'd like. And some folks do, and we really appreciate them for it. They are called our Elite Trainer Patrons. I am going to read out a list of these illustrious folks now. Big shout outs to Bo, Daniel, Lori, Michael, Ozzy, Arca, Marvin, and Mimi Swartz, Rasui and Ryan Thayer, Jason, Justin, Charles, Modders, Lee, William, Brandon, Ethan, Stephen, Nick, our favorite listener, Drew 2, Camo, The Ugly Rock, Jacob, Victoria, Sarah, Memorandums, Nabil, Tish, Jacob, Matthew, Don, John, Paul, Micah, Sean, Dave, and Nessacal. Thank you so much for your generous support. We really appreciate it and appreciate you. And lastly, if you'd like to leave a review, it's free for you to do so and helps us out like a lot, helps out with discoverability, make sure that like we're out in front of other people and stuff for our show. We don't do any promotion. I'm even bad at putting up posts that we put out episodes, man. Like, I don't think I've done that for a while. So the reviews help a lot. So there's that. Last things last, I suppose, Mr. Kyle, we got to set some goals for before we record next. In between then and here is Gigantamax Kingler Raid Day. Okay, I will go first. For this weekend / couple of days, I would like to get a shiny Kingler, hopefully from the Gigantamax raids that we've done. I mean, I didn't want to just put down Gmax Kingler because I'm hoping that that's a given. But a shiny one.
I hope so.
Cool.
You gonna be able to get enough people?
We will see. I might be the only person in the Tri-County area that's like, yes, Kingler. That's so cool. We'll see. 50 eggs hatched because I'm doing the walk-in thing, so it should be a given. Evolve a Corviknight. I hatched many a Rookidee during that event, and so I'll just take the best one I have and evolve it to a Corviknight. And then I did hatch one singular Shroodle. So I would like to walk said Shroodle and just start accruing some candy. I could throw rare candy at it, but I don't want to take from my big old pile. I sleep on that.
Just give it some rare candy and then put it in storage because you're never going to look at it again.
But I have to evolve it to a Graphite first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For candy, evolve it, and then put it in storage.
I don't know. I'm gonna walk it for a little bit just to hang out because it's clout in Go to have a Shrooter right now for sure.
Sure.
You know?
Okay.
What about you, Mr. Kyle?
All right. So I want to continue start back my weekly streaks because I fell off this last week. It was bad.
Nice.
And I realized I need to clean my inventory. I'm at 6,726 out of 6,800.
Wow.
So I'm very, very full right now.
He's hurting.
And that's not even from doing like community days or not clearing stuff out either.
Yeah.
And then I need to continue my buddy progress that I have fallen off on. The first hearts that I got, this is a funny story I'm going to tell at the end of the show and when I should have told it at the top of the show. I went over to my sister's last week just to hang out because I hadn't seen her since Christmas. And I was hanging out with my niece and nephew, and my sister needed to go like take a nap. She just wasn't feeling good. And so I took out Pokemon Go and I was showing them Pokemon Go. And I was showing them like how to catch Pokemon and stuff.
Aww.
And then I was like, hey, you can feed this Pokemon, you can pet him. And then I showed them the buddy stuff and they're like, oh, I want to do that.
There you go. You found the target audience, man.
They fed him like 20 times. We like fed him a bunch of times because I originally told him you could only feed him 3 times because that was the point. And so then we went and caught a Pokemon, but then he's like, I want to feed him again.
Okay.
And let me tell you, my nephew is 5. No, he's 4.5. He's turning 5 in March. So I was catching stuff in my stack because there was only like 3 local spawns. And I'm like, all right, here you go. You're going to do this. And I showed him where to select the Pokeball. And I'm like, don't select this because I don't have enough. It was Ultra Balls. Yeah. And I'm just watching him just drop Pokeballs.
Oh no.
Between him and my niece, I think I went through 400 balls in like 45 minutes.
You're lucky I'm so desensitized to this.
You're lucky that I have 1,800 right now.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh my gosh.
So
that's
fun
hysterical.
story, very cute. He liked it and he's like, I want to go find more Pokemon. And I'm like, it's currently 10 degrees outside. When it's nicer outside, I'll introduce you to the other aspects of this game.
Yeah, we'll go to the park. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, those sound like great goals. And I guess future familial goals. Maybe you can indoctrinate future Go players.
100%.
Yeah, that's on you, man. That's your responsibility. All right. Well, we will see y'all next week. Oh, I suppose I should say it's official. I am going to go to LA for Go Tour. I wasn't entirely sure for a while if I was going to go because of the fire situation and all that sort of stuff. But it turns out that I will be there. Kyle's going to stay home, I think, right?
Yeah, I am not going to be there.
Yes. So I will be there. And the next couple episodes as we get closer to the event, I'll find a time, a consistent time in the course or the park, more or less. It's a golf course, on where people can meet if you'd like to and that sort of stuff. So we can do that. Great. That's it. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much for listening and sticking with it. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye.